What you guys, got another video on how to fix your RGB not syncing and also how to control all of your RGB with one app. So I installed these Corsair RS120 ARGB fans and they come with their own ARGB lighting. And unfortunately, when you go to try to sync lights all together with your GPU, your fans and also your RAM and your motherboard and other things like that, what happens is sometimes they just don't sync and you can end up having multiple bits of software installed on the system, which can conflict and cause a lot of problems. So I'm going to show you, even with their software, these RGB lights would just not sync properly and would not be able to control them. And this is a major problem. So if your RGB lights are not syncing across your PC, this video will show you how you can fix it by controlling everything with one single RGB software. Now, first I'm going to install the Aura Sync software just to show you that the RGB lights cannot be controlled. They just won't allow me to control it. I've even tried to download the Corsair software, which wouldn't control it for some reason. So yeah, what we're going to do is going to go ahead and download this and get it installed on the system. So many RGB problems happen with multiple RGB control programs are installed at the same time. So software like ASUS Aura Sync, MSI Mystic Light and Gigabyte RGB Fusion or even Corsair iCUE can conflict with each other, causing your fans and RAM and other RGB components to display different colors or effects. And we call that rainbow puke because it looks so nasty because there's so many different colors going on. So what we'll do is we'll show you how to remove the extra RGB software and how we can control all of our RGB lighting. So you can see I've got the software installed on the system here. And once this is installed, we should be able to detect our RGB fans, which are plugged into the correct headers on the board. And also we've got our graphics card plugged into the board and our memory plugged into the motherboard. And you can see it's only detecting the actual GPU here. So incompatible RGB ecosystems, different brands use their own RGB control systems. For example, as we've mentioned, ASUS Aura Sync, MSI Mystic Light and so on, they will all use their own types of software. And normally these don't play well when we put them all on the system. And there's many other reasons why your RGB might not work properly. Incorrect ARGB versus RGB headers. We also have missing or outdated drivers, multiple RGB programs installed as we've already mentioned, unsupported devices, a faulty controller or hub that is faulty, and also software bugs or version issues. So all of these can conflict with each other if you've got issues with yours. But you can see up the top, we're only getting our graphics card seen here. And this is a common problem. And I've seen many people having issues with their RGB. And it's not syncing. And I can't get the RGB to work on the PC. And it will look something like this, which looks horrible. You can't leave a computer running like this where it's all chaotic and all over the place. So if you want to control this in a much more easier way, I'll show you. It's very simple and easy to do. Now, before we continue, it's important that we uninstall all of the RGB software that is installed on this PC because it will conflict with the software we're going to use. So to resolve these syncing issues, we're going to go ahead and uninstall every bit of RGB software that we have. So I'm going to go through here and just uninstall every single one of these from the computer. And once we've completed this, what we'll do is we'll restart the PC to make sure it's completely free of any of this software. And then we can go ahead and install the software and control our RGB and get it exactly how we want it on this PC. So I'm going to go ahead and restart the PC and download SignalRGB. This can control and sync all of your RGB with one single app for free. So I'm going to go ahead and download this. And we have no need to sign in. You can use it as a guest if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the installer and get this installed on the PC. You'll see a box popping up on your screen with Windows protected your PC. I'm going to say run anyway because it's a safe program to install on your PC. And once that goes and starts to install, you will see their terms and conditions popping up on the screen. Read those and accept those and move on to the next stage. So let's go ahead and then continue as a guest. It says action required, restart as administrator. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. And once this is done, we can load up the software. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is control your privacy. Go into advanced settings and turn off a lot of that advertisements here because the software is for free. And again, they're going to use adverts. So I'm going to turn all of that off. And just once you've done that, you can now set up your color. I'm going to be setting up a solid color or static color. You can do whatever you like on yours. It's pulsating, breathing. So I'm going to turn that off right here. So it's just one solid color. Now you can choose whatever color scheme you like. You can even use neon shift or solid color or screen ambience or whatever it is that you want to set yours up as. I'm going for solid color right here. And I'll start off with this blue color right here or a teal sort of color. And you can choose, like I said, any sort of color range you like on your system. And it should look something like this now. We've got all of the RGB synced on the PC. So depending on how you want to set yours up, yours will look different to how you've got yours set. But if you want to use something like, say, neon shift, I'll show you that in a second. Another thing to look at is conflicting settings. There might be some software on your PC that is controlling RGB. For instance, Logitech. You can come in here. This might not work anymore, so you might need to come into your conflict settings and turn that back on to make it work properly, because it's going to turn off any conflicting software that will conflict with this software. That might be due to, say, your Razer headphones or your Logitech headphones or any other type of headphones that might have RGB on them. It's going to turn that off. So you can come in here and turn these back on and then try again to see whether there's any sort of conflict. If there is, then you might need to find another alternative to get that set up. So let's go back into our settings here in the lighting, and I'll quickly show you the neon shift here. So all this does is it goes through the colors of the actual RGB, and it will rotate those, and you can change the shift speed on this and get it so it's rotating slowly. So you can rotate these colors as fast or as slow as you like. Now, I personally would not have this set too fast. You want it rotating probably once every minute or so. So you want to turn that down as low as possible. But I'll just show you this in this picture here so you can see. I'll leave it at a fast, slightly faster speed so you can see basically the colors rotating through. Now, the camera is not doing the RGB any justice here because obviously I'm showing you it for a camera, but in real person, the RGB does look pretty nice. So let me show you the effects of the neon shift here. And it should look something like this. So it's a little bit out of sync here because obviously the camera and me showing you the screen are slightly out of sync, but you'll get the general idea. So it'll rotate through all the colors and you'll be able to get some nice color shifting through their color palette that they have for the RGB. But I prefer the solid color, so I'll leave it on there, and you can change the color to whatever color you like on your PC. There's plenty of other options like rainbow, breathable, and all those sort of ones you've got. But I'm just going to leave it like this, and that'll be perfectly fine. That PC does need a good dust out though, so I'll need to take that out and give it a clean out. But other than that, that's going to be about it. I hope this video has been some sort of help to you. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. And if you haven't joined our Discord server yet, the link will be in the video description. Anyway, just want to say a quick shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I really do appreciate the support. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall catch you in the next video. Bye for now.